shout outs to whoever made this. But yeah, I'm here to talk about the Awakened DLC for Dead Space 3. So, the unfortunate thing about this DLC, and I said last video, I wish I'd have gotten the full game. And this is what I mean. This is going to go into spoilers, but the too long didn't read will be in the description. So spoiler alert. The DLC is $10. It gives you an hour and 20 minutes of content, is 3 chapters long, and is basically the real ending to Dead Space 3. Now I ask, very politely, why the fuck was this made a DLC for $10? Why was this a DLC for $10? Because Dead Space 3 ends with your characters being flung into the planet that you were trying to escape. Presumed dead. Right? You then start this DLC by waking up in a dementia state. And then suddenly finding yourself back on the planet once you snap out your dementia state with John Carver. You're absolutely fine. Nothing has happened to you that's bad. So you've hit the planet at Mach speed, and you're completely okay. And it basically follows their journey of trying to get the fuck up off this planet for the second time. Now, it's a fairly okay piece of content. I mean, it was a bit of fun to play through. But at the same time, it was an hour and 20 minutes for $10. And these missions could have been put into the game. Like, this is what is so frustrating. These missions were probably cut from the game and sold as separate. Now, I watched a developer commentary that had this exact same question asked. You know, why wasn't this just included in the game? And the developer gave a bullshit answer. My theory is EA in their money-grubbing heads thought, you know what, you guys have 2 endings. Split it up into DLC, bruh. And they're like, we don't want it. No, bruh, you're gonna do it. And EA cracked the whip. That's my theory, because I truly believe that this was supposed to be part of the game and as a unit, because it doesn't make sense as to why this would be a DLC. It's just like Ubisoft with Prince of Persia and that bullshit epilogue that was like $5. It's like, why would you lock out content? Why? Just why? And this, of course, adds into all of the microtransactions already. So they're already trying to bleed you dry of money, and then they pull a bullshit move and then lock off the ending behind a $10 paywall. Like, it pisses me off so much, and it's so not right. The DLC itself gets like a 7, minus all of these, you know, the price tag. With the price tag, it's like, I'm not even gonna rate it with the price tag because it's just not worth it, you know? Look it up on YouTube. Like, you could easily find the content of the DLC, you know, without playing it. You just look it up on YouTube, you know? Watch some poor asshole that has paid for it. Like me and Craig. Coming soon. But really, it's such a waste of money, and it's such a piss take. It really is a piss take. All I heard about Dead Space 3 was the outrage over microtransactions. Honestly, to me, this is more of an outrage than the microtransactions, because as I've said before, the microtransactions confused me. This makes me angry, because, again, this is all part about that precedent that's being set. Well, EA did it with Dead Space 3, we can do it with insert random game dumb fuck here. It's just the precedent that's being constantly set by these companies to bleed you dry of money for content that should have already been in the game. So, Dead Space Awakened, I find it incredibly difficult to recommend it. In fact, impossible to recommend it. Like I said, it gets like a 7, 6.5 just without those issues, but for the price tag and everything else, it's impossible for me to recommend. I don't recommend it. Just watch it on YouTube. So, that was my unfortunate review talk thingy to the DLC for this game. And companies really need to stop doing this shit, because it's bullshit. There's no other way to put it. It's just bullshit. So I rated I rated Dead Space 3 a 7.5. I rate this DLC a DNF. A did not finish. Disqualified. You are disqualified from my rating because I just literally cannot recommend it. So, this DLC gets a disqualification from me, and yeah, just don't do it. Don't. Thanks for watching, and I'm out. Bye. And remember, don't. Just say no.